Tyron Woodley versus Nick Diaz. Nick Diaz is back. He's free, guys. He's free. Done with the suspension. Back in UFC. And the question is he going to fight at 170 pounds? And if he does, is he going to get the title shot? And his brother's also in that same division. His brother's fighting highly publicized fights versus Conor McGregor. Is Nick Diaz going to skip the line? Is he going to go to the front of the line and go past Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, past George St. Pierre, past potentially Conor McGregor or his brother Nate, and get a title shot? Well, I don't know. I want to ask you guys, the fans, what you think about that thought. And we know that he's done it before. We know that he fought Carlos Condit for the interim title after beating BJ Penn, and fought George St. Pierre pretty quickly. Nick Diaz does get his chance at going towards the front of the line pretty quickly. That's what we've seen in the past. And he said if he was paid enough, he would fight Tyron Woodley. He doesn't really care about the UFC title. He just wants to get paid. And I want to ask you guys, the fans, what you think about that also. Now, Nick Diaz has 13 knockouts in his 26 wins. And Tyron Woodley's a wrestler with a lot of power in his fists as well. We saw Nick Diaz fight in 2013, and we didn't see him again until 2015, until that Anderson Silva fight that he lost, but it was overturned. And, you know, there was a lot of drama there. There were a lot of problems with those test results. So I don't really know how to view that no contest. I guess I'll just bypass that. Nick Diaz hasn't fought in a real long time. And Tyron Woodley is the UFC champ who also hadn't fought for a while. And I think 18 months. He hadn't fought in 18 months before fighting Robbie Lawler. And he won that UFC title so quickly, so lavishly, so gracefully, in such devastating fashion. He just knocked Robbie out, a guy who we thought could take tremendous punishment. He was able to level him and lay out all that punishment in just a single blow. In other words, one blow was too much punishment for Robbie Lawler, a guy who you could basically hit over the head with a sledgehammer. Tyron Woodley did it. He hit Robbie Lawler over the head with his sledgehammer and dropped him. And now he's the champ. What would happen in a fight with him and Nick Diaz? Nick Diaz likes to go out there, pitter-patter you, take you off your game, really smack you around, and make you lose your balance. And from there, he goes in for the kill. And that's what we've seen. We've also seen him have some problems with wrestlers in the past. And we saw that in the George St. Pierre fight. Now, Tyron Woodley, in his last fight versus Robbie Lawler, was able to go out there and clinch really quick and show us how much power he has. Now, would Nick Diaz be able to get through the initial onslaught? Would he be taken down right away and pounded right away? Now, we know he has an amazing submission game. He has 8 submissions in his career, and we've seen him land rear naked chokes, arm bars, but would he be able to do it versus the caliber of a Tyron Woodley? Would he be able to go out there and choke Tyron Woodley out, or land some kind of something off his back if Tyron took him down? Would he confuse Tyron Woodley in the later rounds? Would Nick Diaz take it into deeper waters, gas Tyron Woodley, and knock him out the way Nate Marquardt did? What would happen in this fight? Let me know, guys. I don't know if Nick Diaz is going to fight at 170, but I think that would be great if he cut weight and went down to his normal weight.